is Sean. I want to do an art tip of the day about pricing. So artists are always questioning how to price. One way to do is always keep in mind your audience. So depending on how large your fan base is, then you can really justify a higher price versus a lower price. It's not necessarily the quality. You definitely have to have a rough basement of quality. But sometimes if you have like a really good quality, but you don't have a fan base, you're probably gonna have to start a lower price point than that higher artist that already has a huge fan base. What I would suggest, there's a couple of formulas you can use. One is length times width times the price. So 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, $1.50. And I would encourage you, if you haven't priced before, start off low, let people buy you out, and then slowly raise your prices. If you ever have to backtrack on your prices and go lower because you raised it too high, you kind of kill your audience, because then people don't trust you that, they buy a painting for $1,000, and then later it's $800 and they're like, what the hell's happening? That's happened to me, so you definitely don't want to do it. Another formula you can use, I've seen this with other artists, probably depends, it depends on your style, which formula is going to work the best. Another one is length plus width times the price. And so what this allows for is, I would say, as you get, it doesn't go straight up like, price times width is obviously like this, price times width times length. And then the other one is more like a gradual raise. So this is probably helpful. Just depends on the scenario, that you don't want to have high prices on your lower work. Other people price by time, which I don't agree with. The reason why, what I would say is, take your painting that takes the longest, say it's 5 hours, you have another painting for an hour. I would price them, like if you're comfortable, say $300 at that top price range, and the other one took 10 minutes but the same size, I would also price it at $300. I mean, some people that based on time would disagree, but it's easy to understand as a client. You're at an art show, they see two similar size paintings, it says $300 each, they're the same size, they get it right away, there's nothing to talk about. So you want to make it as easy as possible when you're in person, that you don't have to price explain, like this $500, this $300, they're the same size. People are like, why? And then you're like, well, I put more time into it, there's more meaning for it. I just wouldn't make that argument. You could put a really good backstory with each painting. That's always a good way to sell it, but I would not include that as part of the pricing strategy, because if they struggle with the pricing, then they may not buy. So if it's an easy to understand pricing formula, that's already off the table. The only question is if it's priced too high or low for their budget. So that's another question, whether you want to discount or not. But basically, I would follow some kind of formula, because that's going to very consistently be able to understand from the audience perspective. And that's my tip of the day.